Okay, we're going to go ahead and go over this information. I was kind of cheating and looking at some of your scores. Some people's were, 80s, 85s, 89s. Some people were lower. Uh, it's always a bell-shaped curve. When you take your test, it's going to be a bell-shaped curve. And you're going to have 3 or 4 students who are really high, 97, 98. Then you're going to have the low 90s, mid 80s, high 70s, all the way over to the opposite side. You'll find that out once you get to college and your professor will talk about statistics. This is why I'm taking the time to go over this, and we can tie this to examples of how you drive, why you fail your driving test. You should not fail your knowledge test if you follow what I'm doing. We go through it at a methodical pace, and it takes time. I was taking time with Christian, and I'm glad I was patient enough to allow him to do that. And now we're going to look over, I could look over trends, but I want to look over the questions and go over these questions. Match the following action with the correct right of way to yield. The right of way is very confusing. Less than 45% of you really understand the right of way, and it does cause a lot of accidents. And that's one reason why people fail their road tests and fail their knowledge test, because you're going to have 5 or 7 questions about right of way. And they're looking for the correct question. This kind of gives you a series. So a partially controlled intersection is when you have one stop sign and one yield sign. What do you do if someone sees the emergency vehicle? You want to get over to the right if possible. If you can't, you stay where you are. What do you do if you see emergency vehicle while driving in the right lane? If they're in your lane, you get over to the right. What is correct action when an emergency vehicle approaches you and you're able to pull over? You want to get over to the right edge and stop, but you also want to be careful. People aren't paying attention. They could rear end you. Next, Kai is learning to drive and wants to use mirrors effectively. So let's pretend we're in the car. When you first get into the car, you lock your door. You put on your seatbelt. You adjust that seat. You're going to adjust your center mirror. You adjust your driver's side mirror, your right side mirror. Those are your eyes. You have 2 eyes God gave you. Another 2 eyes is your center mirror. Another 2 eyes are your left mirror. Another 2 eyes are your right mirror. Okay? So it's really important that you are understanding about preparing to drive. You got to be able to see. And when you see, you can see cars coming at you, cars going away from you. You can see someone behind you. Mirror adjustment is really important. And I think it's important that you learn all you can, and then you feel comfortable. Lily is merging onto the freeway. So picture you're on that ramp, you're going too slow. Most of you will go too slow. You're going to get caught off by cars. Some cars will honk because they don't want to hit you. You have to yield to them. A lot of beginners freeze. They panic. I've had many students they freak out. They can't do it. They abort their merge. That is the most scariest thing. And we got to pull over to the side and make sure they're okay. We wait 3 or 4 minutes, find a big gap, and floor the car and get that speed up. Merging is difficult, but you have to practice that skill if you want to be good. It can be scary because you're pulling out in front of cars going 70, 75, 80, 90, 100. People drive very fast today, and it doesn't make it right. They're driving fast because they're late. You don't drive fast when you're early. You drive fast when you're late. You're late to school, first day, you're driving fast. You want to see everyone. You want to see the guys, you want to see the girls, you want to see your favorite teacher. You're late to your job, you're going to get marked down. You keep going late, you will get fired. So get your speed up at or near the speed on the expressway. My daughter lost points on her road test because she didn't look over her shoulder when she merged out. I remember what the road tester said. Of course, her dad was kicking the chair behind her. I'm like, look over your shoulder. but she was so focused. You got to look over your shoulder and check, or you could sideswipe a car. Next. Oliver is driving and has the legal right of way. Okay, you're driving. You're at the intersection first, or you're in the intersection. Cars need to yield to you. Cars going the opposite way, they can go. Cars to the left or to the right need to stop. When should he yield the right of way? If it helps prevent a crash. Okay, so what if someone is on the phone and you're in the intersection? You're going to have to speed up to get past or slow down. So I think a lot of you get into your car and you're like, I can do what I want. It doesn't work like that. We all have to work together. It's called the HTS, the Highway Transportation System. How you doing today? So we all have to work together, and you'll realize that once you get out, that third drive, that fourth drive, that fifth drive, we all work together. Sophia is driving and approaches an intersection. Okay, these are intersection questions. If you miss a series of these, you don't understand intersections. That tells me by looking at data. So Sophia is driving and approaches an intersection where she needs to make a right turn onto a two-way street. Okay, going into an intersection. It's a two-way street. Traffic going away from you, traffic going to you. What should she do? Turn from the closest to the right curb lane unless the turn is allowed from other lanes. A lot of beginners don't understand what lane they turn into. I've had some students go on the wrong side of the street. You're like, how can someone do that? They're confused. They get mixed up. So you need to remember, we're in America. We drive on the right. If you're making a left turn, you don't go all the way to the left side of the road. That's the wrong side. You want to stay on the right side. When it's clear, then you turn from your side, go across. So a lot of students do that. And then we almost get hit. And then you look at your instructor like, why did you grab the wheel? And your instructor looked at you like, why did you try to kill me? And then you apologize and say, I'm sorry. You have to know this. Nora is learning to drive. Okay, she's learning to drive. She could be a teen, she could be an adult, she could be 30, 40, 50, learning to drive. This means we're in neighborhoods, we're on low-speed roads, we are going in downtown areas. We're learning how to turn around, back up. And her instructor asked her field of view should include while driving. So your field of view is to your peripheral view and as well as in the front. So it's everything in front of you to the sides. Your field of view should include the entire area. So a lot of you, and I'm seeing students on their fourth and fifth, sometimes you just don't look. You don't see cars to the left, a car getting ready to run a light. You don't see a bike rider to the right. You don't see a jogger walking. You don't see one on an e-scooter. So you just got to look around more. And between that first and fourth drive, you're still nervous. You're not really going to have your peripheral vision. That's when we're vulnerable to getting hit. Drivers who don't drive a lot, when they take their road test, they're going to fail because they don't see cars coming from the left or right. They don't see cross traffic. They don't see things in the neighborhood. And if you don't drive enough, you won't develop those senses. It's like playing a video game. If you don't play a lot, you will have a lower score. You won't do as well. You won't get to the next level. If you play a lot, you get in a rhythm. Same thing when you drive. Olivia is driving on a foggy morning. Okay, morning. Hard to see. Can't see the road. You want to use the white edge line to the right. Can barely see the road. So this tells me it's difficult to see. Some of you would turn on your high beam headlights. Don't do that. Wrong. But you're probably saying, I need high beam lights to see. You're driving in fog. Fog is an atmospheric condition. There's water particles, fog particles. It's very dense. the bright headlights will shine back into your face. But if you guys have never driven in fog, you're going to turn on your high beams and almost be blinded. What is the largest cause of crashes in this situation? Drivers going too fast for visibility. You can get a ticket for driving at the speed limit. It's called the basic speed law. Olivia is driving a car she wants, and driving her car. Okay, so she's got her car. People tend to drive a little bit faster, a little bit more reckless, and wants to know what type of vision can help her see how fast she is traveling. Okay, it should be your peripheral vision. Your peripheral vision is to the side. Your French vision is kind of outside. It's your peripheral vision. It's not your central vision. So 12 of you got this right. So this tells me you don't understand peripheral vision. This tells me you don't understand fringe vision. And this tells me you don't understand central vision. It doesn't mean you're not intelligent. It just means you don't understand vision questions when driving. So I want to be very clear that all of you are very intelligent. Jackson is driving and intends to go straight at the next intersection. Okay, if I'm Jackson, I'm looking left, I'm looking right before I get here. Just a quick glance. I'm not hoping someone will see me. I want to make sure. Intersections are very dangerous. Jackson is driving and intends to go straight at the next intersection. He faces a green traffic light. Okay, this could be a stale green light. It could have just turned green. You don't know. A lot of you are not in the habit of looking at the countdown timer. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Some of you don't even know. But a funeral procession is crossing. So the funeral procession takes over. You could have a green light, but the funeral procession has priority over you. You could literally run into someone at the funeral procession, and they're already grieving. They've already lost someone. So you have to know that. On your road test, if you go through a funeral procession, automatic failure. Plus, it's disrespectful to the dead. Michael is driving home during a heavy snowfall. Okay, heavy snowfall. First, it's fun to drive in snow. It is. Next, it's dangerous to drive in snow. It is. You can slide. It takes longer to slow down. You could slip. You might hit the gas and feel the rear end slip a little bit. Like, man, this is kind of fun. You might hit the gas real hard and had a car fishtail and you straighten it back out. You're like, okay, I know what to do. But then a light changes really fast. And if you slam brakes, you're going to slide through and now you hit someone. Now you're not having fun. Now you're crying. I've seen this happen too. How can he reduce the risk while driving? You want to be smooth. We drive in the wintertime too. And the way some of you stop or have been stopping, we're going to slide through an intersection and rear end a car. So you got to slow down. You got to cover the brake. You have to take your time. Kai is driving on a busy highway. Okay, rush hour, either in the morning or rush hour or, 4:30, 5:30. People want to get going. They're driving really slow or they're driving fast or they're getting frustrated. People making left turns and they go off the pavement or they're just tailgating. Okay, Dominic and I were driving in heavy traffic like that and he was driving in the rain and he did really well. Okay, it's a different type of animal when you're driving in heavy traffic. He wants to pass the truck. What is best to do? Quickly on the left and move ahead. Don't hang around trucks. A lot of you still hang around trucks. We're driving on 94. Get in and out of the no zones. There's a great video to show you. It's long, but it's a great video about the no zones of trucks. There are 4 blind spots, left side, right side, front, and back. A lot of you will be scared, and in the wintertime, you're going to have that gust of wind pulling you into the truck, scary, pushing you away from the truck, scary. You are burning out in your school parking lot and the tread on your tires is bald. Now you're driving bad tires. You're getting ready to spin out. You don't know it yet, but you're going to catch up to a truck in the wintertime. You're going to hit a patch of ice. You're going to overcorrect and roll over. It happens. So you got to really be extra careful. James is driving at night. Okay, you're driving at night. It's hard to see. clean your window, clean your glasses, clean your headlights. But you won't do that because you're too lazy, or you don't care, or it's not important, or it's too cold. You got to clean your lights. So you want to look ahead to the right edge of the road. It's called the edge line or fog line. This is why we have pavement markers here in the United States. The right side, there's a white line. The left side, there's a yellow line. There's a broken white line. We're moving in the same direction. If you have a double yellow line, you can't cross. So I always go back to my fundamentals. And you're going to have this on your test. You're going to have 7 to 10 questions on pavement markings. Sophia is checking her car's tires. So this tells me, let's pretend all of you, Sophia. Maybe you have a warning light on. Maybe your tire's making a weird sound. Maybe you never put air in your tire before, and you have a really low tire that's almost flat. And then you put a 75 cents in a portable air pump at a store, but it doesn't work. So now you're mad. And you have to drive another 25 miles. And if you don't put air in the tire, you could damage it and have a flat tire. So now you're really panicking. So Sophia's checking her tires and notices that her tread is worn down to the wear bars. It's time to change. But a lot of you, your gym shoes are more important. Your prom dress is more important. Your new computer is more important. You get ready to go on a trip for spring break. You need another $350, but your tire costs $150. You're not going to buy the tire. You're going to get that extra money to go on your trip, as you should. So this means that your tire doesn't have good traction. You could spin out in the rain. It's going to increase your stopping distance. So I'm just trying to give you real situations. Maintenance is really important. If your car's not properly maintained, you could get a ticket. You probably saying the police are doing too much. They're not doing enough. You can also buy used tires, but it's like buying used gym shoes. You know, they're going to be good for about 3 weeks. And then you're going to be slipping, sliding in the hallway. You're going to open the door in the wintertime. You're going to slip and fall. And your friends are going to video and put you on TikTok or Instagram or Snap. Yeah, you saw this kid, man? Yeah. He came in. He did a full face plant, knocked out his front tooth. Yeah, he bought my shoes. He bought my Jordans for $25. So you want to buy good tires. You want to have good tread. While Emma is driving down the highway, okay, you're going down the highway. Could be 50, 60. It's highway speed, 55. Going down the highway. You're moving along. Could be in a fast lane, right lane. You know, you're moving along. Her front tires blows out. That is so scary. So you're going to feel a strong pull toward the flat tire. It's so scary. If the left tire blows up, the car is going to pull to the left real hard. You're going to lose your life. You're going to feel like it. It's going to pull to the right. So you want to grab that wheel, lift off the gas and brake, and try to get it over to the right. We saw a person with a flat tire today. Next. Oliver is riding his motorcycle. Motorcycle. Helmet, at least. Leathers. Don't wear shorts. What is he allowed to do? You can use the full lane. You're going to have motorcycle questions too. You're entitled to the full lane, but some cars are really close to them. Some cars don't give them enough room. When we're driving, I like at least 4 car lanes. Give them extra room. Anything could happen. Olivia is driving home from work. Hey, you're working. You're tired. You're happy. You got some food. You're bringing food home for the family. Don't take food from your job unless your manager says, hey, you can do this, do that. We're not calling out any restaurants. You're tired, you got your check, you're ready to get home. It starts to rain really heavily. You could slip, you could slide. You want to reduce your speed. Lily's driving her car. She wants to know when she should use her low beams. At all times. At all times. Maya is driving her car and wonders if the tire pressure monitoring system will always alert her when her tires aren't correctly pressured. What should she do? No, the system typically does not alert your driver until there's a significant loss. That sounds just like one of your test questions in your study guide, and it is. Let's keep moving. Sophia is driving and approaches an intersection. It's a left. It's a specific left. Unless otherwise marked how many lanes, it is one lane. If you go to the inside, you're going all the way to the left. If you're going to the outside, you're getting over to the right. Let's pretend you need to make the left turn to get over to Chick-fil-A. Well, Chick-fil-A is on the right side. You should not be on the inside, and you're going to have to cut over multiple lanes. I've had student drivers do that, and you get hit. You want to know where you're going. Okay, if I'm going to Chick-fil-A and it's at the corner, I need to be on the right side, making my left-hand turnaround. And when I make my turn, I'm going to be on the right side. So a lot of you don't know that. And then you pull out in front of a car, and then you get scared and lift your foot. So in essence, I'm thinking for you, but I need you to think for yourself. Daniel is driving down a neighborhood. Okay, reduce speed, under 25, covering the brake. You see a bicyclist ahead. You better slow down. Pick a side. Make eye contact. He remembers that he should give a motorcyclist at least 3 feet. That's the minimum, but give them more if possible. I know it only gave you one choice. It's not perfect. Match the following scenario with what is a legal left turn. Legal left turn on red. It has to be a one-way. That's the only way you can make a left turn on red. You have to stop. You have to yield to traffic. Never legal to turn left on any red scenario if it's onto a one-way. Illegal to turn left on red if you can see the urban area. So they're just trying to fool you with that. Next, while learning to drive, you always learn to drive, but in your life, you're trying to hit 16. I want to be 16. I want to be 18. I want to be 21. That's your adult. But your adult is a young 16 or young 18. Michael's instructor reminds him that proper braking, you want to use your heel on the floor, and some of you are still not doing this. You're still not doing this. You're putting half of your foot on the brake. Use the ball of your foot. Your heel stays planted on the floor. You pivot your foot between the gas and brake. This is why beginners fail. They fail their road test. They panic. They hit the gas instead of the brake. Their foot gets stuck. I've seen it all the time. Michael is driving and approaches an intersection that is controlled by only a stop sign. You have to stop. You look left, right, left, but you won't do this. You'll roll the stop sign. And if your parents roll stop signs, your sister rolls stop signs, you're saying to yourself, it's okay. But then when you roll it, you get a ticket. Just like one of my students said, everyone else is talking. Why did you make me be quiet? Because I told you. If you want to fail your road test, get a bad driving record, roll through stop signs. Don't be lazy. Have a complete stop. It only takes 3 seconds, but I'm in a hurry. You're in a hurry to die. You're in a hurry to crash. You're in a hurry to fail. While driving to school, hey, you're excited. School is coming up. Who's going to be there first? Who's going to be in the door? Who's going to have the nice clothes on? Who's going to post pictures? Right? That's what you do. Teachers post pictures too. Yeah. Us putting you out. Anyway, no, I'm joking. So that's excitement. You don't want to be late to school on the first day. So you want to make sure you stop, you look, you check. Rohan is driving in heavy traffic. Heavy traffic, stop and go, lights, and needs to turn his car around to go the opposite way. That's tough. You got to get into the correct lane. Can you make a right turn, then get to a driveway and turn around? Can you make a left turn? What is the easiest way for you? And I always think about that when I've had beginning drivers in very difficult areas that we have to turn around. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I don't want to scare them, but we have to get in this lane and sit for 30 seconds, 40 seconds. What is the safest type of turnabout to do? You want to back into a driveway. We've done this a few times. It's very delicate. You got to make sure the student understands. You got to guide them. This is why you parents don't make good driving instructors, because they'll scream at you. Benjamin is driving his car to work. Hey, get that JOB if you want to be with me, using the latest vehicle technology. So this helps you become a better driver, adapt to cruise control, lane departure. Many of you will be driving cars like this. And that's good, but you need to understand how to use those things. Maya is backing up her car. Okay, if you're backing up, you're looking out your back window. You can't rely on your backup camera. You're still going to hit someone. It wants the rear of the car to go left. If you want the car to go left, the rear, you turn the wheel to the left. If you want it to go right, you turn the wheel to the right. But a lot of you think like you do the weird finger thing. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I just want to make sure. But a car is coming. And you're still doing, how do I turn my wheel? And I see a truck coming. How do I turn my wheel? So it's really pure, but it's very scary. As she does this, what should she be aware of? You got to look. You got to know which way your car is turning. And as I have more of you back and you feel more comfortable. Emma wants to get her driver's license. She's issued, who issues and regulates this? It's the state. The state owns your license. You don't own it. Zoe is driving on a rainy day. Rainy, hard to see, windshield wipers, puddles, kind of drifting out of the lane. So when you have puddles and rainy water, you want to drive in the grooves of tracks with other cars. A good indicator of hydroplaning is when you have water standing on the roadway. Again, I'm taking you through your test, to your test mode. Some of you haven't driven in rain. Some of you haven't driven in snow. Some of you haven't driven at night. But you will. Emma is driving and approaches a corner where she sees a pedestrian with the guide dog. Slow down. Cover your brake. The dog is trained. Okay, stop at the crosswalk, and they'll hear your motor sound. James is driving and approaches the intersection where he plans to go right. The traffic light is red. A lot of you won't stop. You'll fail your road test. You'll get hit from the left. You'll hit a pedestrian. Then some of you say, can I turn? And this tells me, I'm saying, bro, you don't even understand. If you have to ask me, can you turn? You're not ready to drive. And I want your parents to hear this. If your son or daughter is saying, there's a right turn or red, can I turn? This means we're going to get killed. No cap, no hate. Zayden, Peyton, Jane, Logan, Shaniqua, Shaquavia. You have to stop. But if you don't, you're going to fail your road test. You're going to kill someone. While driving on a rainy day, Charlotte notices her vehicle starts to lose traction on the roadway. Instantly, lift your foot off the gas pedal. Stop jerking the wheel. I've seen beginning drivers, adolescent teens, panic in the rain. The sound of the windshield wiper. The water on the car. I really see you just fall apart emotionally. And it's my job to keep you from falling apart. Slow down. Be patient. Match each mirror with the best view. Gives the view of the traffic from the right side. That's your passenger side mirror. Gives the view from the traffic from the left side. That's your driver's side mirror. Gives the view from what is happening directly behind you. That is your center rear view mirror. You need to be able to understand that and the value of changing them. While driving, Kai notices a broken yellow line. This means you can pass if it's clear. So now we're on pavement markings. Don't worry, we're okay. Harper is waiting at an intersection. Okay, waiting. What are they doing? They're waiting. They have a flashing yellow. This means if you have a flashing yellow, you can proceed with caution. What's this? This indicate oncoming traffic has the green light. So a lot of beginners panic at intersections. Flashing yellow, flashing red. I'm like, what do I do? And I'm saying to myself, when class is really boring, like right now, are you really even paying attention? No, I'm playing a video game right now. I'm talking to my dog. So I'm trying to give you real life scenarios.
Myles, if we get Logan Mackey to put his video on, it's been off for 15 minutes.
Logan, you gonna put your video on? Come on, Logan. I don't want you to get removed, but you could end up getting removed. You don't want those problems, do you, Logan? Nope. You got to keep that video on or the time won't count. You feel me? Deuces. I'm saying to myself, bro. Bro's here for a makeup and his camera's off. Bro's not going to make it. So Mr. Bryan was very nice. I would have removed you. So don't do that anymore. But we have to tell young people that because they don't listen. But this is why the same people keep making it up and making it up. I'm going to keep going. I don't care how boring it is. This is going to save your life. Abigail is under 21. So this tells me if I have a student under 21, maybe they get their license at 16, 16 to 17, 17 to 18, 18 to 19, 19 to 20, 20 to 21. We're driving about 5 years. It takes 10 years to become a master. You probably say in 10 years, yes. And your brain is not fully developed to about 24 or 26. And it's walking home from a party. She consumed alcohol. She could be charged with a minor in possession. It happens. The police are parked a block away, a house away. You're partying and you're asking for trouble. So I'm not your mom and dad. You got to make good decisions. Emma is driving during a heavy rainstorm. It is unsafe to use cruise control. You only want to use cruise control on a beautiful, bright, clear day. Cruise control is when a computer locks your accelerator pedal and you can drive at a certain speed, and then you tap the brake and it cuts off, or you can push a button and increase the speed, or push a button and decrease the speed. Match each location with whether it's safe or unsafe to pull over to stop. Safe to pull over. Parking lots are safe, unsafe to pull over. Shoulder freeway, the left side is very dangerous. Safe location on a side street. When you're driving, sometime you're going to have to pull over. You're going to say, oh man, it's too close, too many cars. David is driving on the road and wants to pass a car in front of him to the right. In which situation is prohibited for Dave to do so? If he's got to cross the solid white line. You'll see people do this all the time. It's not hard being an instructor. I just like following the rules and have a good driving record. Charlotte is studying for her driving test. So like you guys are. Some of you, I'll just take notes. I can tell in your scores. If you miss less than 5 questions, you really put in work. If you missed about 10, that's about average. If you miss over 15, you really didn't put a lot of time in. If you miss 17, 18, 19, 20, you really don't care. I can't make you care. Parents can be the worst teachers. Let's pretend your mom road rages. I can't stand these people. Oh! You're like, oh my God, Mom, calm down. You're really embarrassing me. My friend is in the back. Or your dad is like really aggressive. And you're like, man, when I drive, I don't want to be like my dad or mom. But I kind of have a temper sometimes. So you're going to learn from your mom or dad, whether they're good drivers or bad drivers. You're going to learn from your sister or brother where they're good or bad drivers. I think instructors, and no instructor's perfect. I think we need to be like neutral. And occasionally we do get upset if cars deliberately cut out in front of us, cut us off. And we've seen it. You've been in the car with me. A car cuts right in front of us, less than 3 feet. If we did this, oh my God, that instructor's terrible. How could you be an instructor? You're teaching children? Yeah, I'm teaching your son, and you cut us off. Oh, I'm in a hurry. Soccer moms, semi-trucks, everyone's in a hurry, and I don't feel like dying today. So you got to learn from your mom and dad. Maybe your dad used to be a good driver, but he's getting really irritated. He's got to drive 2 hours one way. Your mom makes him pick up dinner, get groceries. You're going to burn out dad. Or you see your brother and your mom is like, you need to get the groceries. We pay your car note. The least you can do is get groceries. And then your brother comes home and slams the keys down and punches the wall. Your brother's got anger management issues. And you're saying to yourself, Mom, I will help you with anything. I love you. I know, honey. We're going to get you a car. Your grades are perfect. And Mom, if you need something, forget. I'll go get it. You're going to learn. Charlotte is driving her car with the head restraints properly adjusted. The head restraint will be in the back of your head. So if you get hit, you won't have whiplash. Okay? When the car is struck from the rear. Henry is driving on a sharp curve. A lot of you will go too fast. You'll lose control. Reduce your speed. A lot of you don't understand. You're just driving in a car. You really got to be mentally aware. Am I downtown? Slow down. Am I going to a roundabout? Oh, I'm about to hit the curb and hit a car. I tell you to go straight through, you go right. And then you look at me and say, sorry. And I'm like, bruh, are you not hearing me? Are you not listening? Little fella. Because y'all thought I was short. I'm like 6'4". Like today, our sixth graders are like midgets. Like we're looking over like, where are the kids walking? They're like little people. Like you're a freshman going to high school, many of you are, and the seniors are like 6'2" with facial hair. You have peach fuzz. And you're like, I don't want to go down that hallway because the seniors are going to laugh at you. Because you're a freshman. You're a new driver. People know you're a new driver. You're driving too slow. You don't use your blinker. So you have to get out on the road. And it's tough today, I'm not going to lie. So here he's driving on a sharp curve. What should he do? You want to go in slow. Go in slow to the curve, accelerate out. Olivia, is parked on a two-way street. She wants to back out. She should always back out slowly and look over her right shoulder. A lot of you won't do this. You'll like barely look. It's like you're scared to turn around. But then when you hit a car and the neighbor comes out and is ready to chew your head off, you run in the house. Mom, Sam is coming over. Well, you just hit Sam's car. And he's got a dash cam. And he's got the Ring doorbell. And you feel silly. And you're about to pay for it. Because your senior trip, you won't be going. So when you're driving home and you see a bus ahead of you, slow down, take your time. Oh, also, I read in the news today, some school districts are putting more cameras on their buses. So people who don't stop, they're going to videotape and take a snapshot or screenshot of your license plate. Because you are the most important product, you. Olivia is driving on a rainy day, suddenly begins to skid, lift your foot. Samuel is driving at night, quiet country road. It's really nice, but it could be deadly. Animals. In fact, we saw 5 turkeys. I know you think I'm crazy. We saw a family of 5 turkeys. You just think I'm on some crazy stuff. 5 turkeys. They were there. Animals can come out at any time. You got to be aware. Mason is driving and approaches the intersection with the flashing red light. You got to stop. But some of you, what do I do? I won't be here with you. Some of you at Drive 5. Okay, bye. I'm going to miss you. I'll miss you too. On to my September class. I'll teach new students. They listen to me. They want to work hard. A lot of you make excuses. I can't drive today. I got to change my driving time. I'm going to a concert. What do I do if I miss a day? I'll see you next month. We got to put driving first. Some of you still aren't doing that. I put you first. James is driving late night, tired, trying to get home, and thick fog, low beam headlights. Reduce your speed. Take your time. Lily is driving down the road when she notices an emergency vehicle approaching her from behind with the lights and sirens on. What's the safest thing to do? Pull over to the right. James is driving on a wet road. He loses traction. Ease off the gas pedal. These are similar questions. I need you to type in some questions for me. All of you type in 2 questions for me. Don't say, oh, when is the test, bro? I'm going to be like, next, delete, delete, cap, cap. Type in some questions for me about driving. I'm really taking the time to help you understand why people fail. If you haven't driven in snow before, you're going to panic. If you haven't driven in heavy rain or fog or heavy traffic or someone is tailgating you or people cut us off. It can't be a man in a big scary truck. It could be the little grandma. Maybe she didn't see us. And you got to be defensive. More and more people are driving they're driving in their 40s. That's not old. They're driving in their 50s. That's not old. They're driving in their 60s. You think someone is 10 years older than you and they're old. You think someone is 3 years older than you and they're old. All of you are getting older because in order to take your test, you got to be 16. And that's 4 years from 20. And your brain is not fully developed until 24. I need to see questions coming in. So if you want to vote, you vote at 18. So age gives you experience. I'd rather have a more mature instructor, a more mature teacher. They know what to do. They're chilled. They're friendly. They know how to manage the class. I'm going to go through all these questions. Yeah, plug it up. Okay. Question. When slowing down in poor weather, how much should you slow down? If the speed limit's 55, you might have to slow down to 25. You must drive at a speed that is safe and reasonable for the conditions. If it's 75, you might have to drive at 20. If the roads are really icy, what's going to happen? You know we're going to have an ice storm, and you know they're going to cancel school. You're like, man, school is canceled. I can go out and pick up my friends. You better call mom and dad. Honey, we noticed you're moving. We told you not to take the car. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll turn around right now. Man, I hate 360 because you know your parents are watching us. All your parents stalk us. They do. I tease them. I love it. They stalk us. They'll see us parking and turning and you hitting the brake. So you want to reduce your speed to a speed that's safe and reasonable. Thank you, Frazier. It's Frazier, it's not a speed. It's not a, I'm understanding your question, Peyton. I'm getting deeper with you. Peyton, it is about a safe speed. It's not about a number. If the speed limit is 55, then I drive to 40. 40 might be too fast. If the speed limit is 55, I need to drive at 20. 20 might be too fast. You want to drive at the speed that is safe. So if you can only drive 10 miles an hour and everyone's driving 10 and the speed limit's 55, you go over 10, you crash. So now I want you to think of what is a safe speed. I like the question. When is it okay to go ahead?
I was kind of like asking more like legally, if that makes sense.
Let's go right into the legal. Same thing. If the speed limit's 55 and it's an icy road and you drive 40 and crash, you'll get a ticket. Legally, we have something called the basic speed law. You can look it up. Look it up, Hayden. You must drive at a speed that is safe and reasonable for the conditions on the road. Look it up, Hayden. So it's not you always want to, look, most of you, if you know you're going to get in trouble legally, you won't do it. But some of you will push it. Well, I didn't know the law. Ignorance is no excuse. Like the officer we saw during class, she is giving people tickets. Well, I was trying to get my mom to the doctor. You're driving 20 over the limit. I was trying to get my baby to the first day of preschool and we woke up late. And she's in the back. An officer might feel bad for you. Or I'm not from here and I'm really tired. I've been driving all night. You might get a break from the officer. So ignorance is no excuse. And I love the wholesomeness, Peyton, of your question. So you got to educate yourself, okay? And once you educate, so high beams, if it's fog, you can't use them. You won't be able to see. If it's heavy rain, you might not be, but you won't believe me until you get out there by yourself. Seeing is believing. You guys have to drive on your own to learn this for yourself. You have to get lost one time. You can't trust GPS. You have to almost run out of gas one time. Then you'll say, oh man, I won't ever let that happen again. Or you almost crash and you say, Mom, Dad, I need new tires. Can you please help me? Well, we were wondering when you were going to say something. You know, your first 5 paychecks, you bought clothes, you got a new phone, you got a new gaming computer. How about you put money into your car? I thought you were going to do that. No, honey, we're not going to do that. Some of your parents will make you be responsible. One of your classmates has his own car and it's a manual. Woohoo! Your parents are trying to help you grow up. By your parents giving you a car and you don't appreciate it, you don't do oil changes, you don't rotate tires, you don't appreciate it. And if you don't appreciate something, you're going to dog it out. So you use your high beams when there's no one around. Use your high beams when there's no fog, no heavy rain, no heavy snow. Good question. Keep it up. Teaching someone how to drive can be a very sensitive and emotional topic. She put in basic speed law. Basic speed law means you must always drive at a reasonable and prudent speed. You must adjust your speed to both the actual conditions and the hazard. Thank you, Peyton. I appreciate you. So if it's hazardous, drive slower. Prudent means that you want to be at a safe speed to not hold up cars. You want to be at a safe speed to be able to stop in a safe distance. And you guys will learn this around 18, 19. You won't learn it at 15 or 16 because you're still going to be really close to mom and dad and they're going to be driving. This means the police officer may give you a ticket, but why do you want a ticket? I saw a semi-truck pulled over today. Is it possible to be too cautious when driving? Yes, Mo. And if you're too cautious when driving, you'll fail your test. If you're too scared to breathe, Mo, just use it as a random example. Mo, if you're too scared to exhale and look around, your fear could hold you back from driving. If you're in a class where the teacher is basing half your grade on participation and you don't want to talk, you will fail. You got to get your fear out of your system. And some students grow, some students don't. Everyone is different. So you can't be too cautious. This will make you go slow at lights. You'll get hit from behind. You'll run a yellow light. You'll run a red light. So if I see a student going 10 under, instantly I tell them, you're going too slow. Pick up your speed. Yes, driving too slow is very dangerous. No, Henry, it did not cover everything because some of the questions did not come out because of the AI update. And I'm on the base package. When I get the next check, I'm going to update to the pro version, but you guys would be done. This covered about 90 questions that were on there. And it's a big chunk. If most of you did well, if most of you got a 70 to like an 86 or 89, you're probably going to get 12 questions wrong. I'm telling you math because I've done this all summer. I've been using Quizzy almost a year. The science teacher told me about it. So, but this year I scanned your study guide and I gave you kind of a modified Quizzy. It's not perfect, but if you can get a 75 or better on this assessment, you're going to do well. If you can get an 80, but the state test is different than your Quizzy. The state test is different than your study guide. It's similar, but it's different. So Henry, you can do well. If you're getting over 80s, or if you're getting 77 to like 89, you're probably going to do well. What do I do if I rear end someone, but there's no car damage? All right, Robert, first thing you do, you take a video. You get their name, number, because people lie. Oh, there's no damage. Some people like, it's okay, you can go. Well, get their license plate, but what if they left? I would just take a picture because people can lie. This car slid into me. They didn't check on me. They left. People will lie. Maybe they don't have a license, or they snuck mom and dad's car, and then the back lights are broken, and they have a rear dash cam. They rear-ended me. They didn't check. They left and turned around, and they got your license plate. It might look like you left the scene of an accident. I would always check to make sure they're okay. Some people are okay with it, but you got to check. Some people, if I have one more accident, my insurance is going to go up to $500. They can't report the accident. We talked about the basic speed law. I'm just going through. I need 2 more questions. I'm just looking through. 2 more questions. Put 2 more questions. You only use cruise control in nice weather. You don't use it in snow or ice or rain or fog. Cruise control is like you on the interstate. You go to grandma's house in Kentucky. You go to uncle's house in Georgia. You go into your second cousin's house in New York. Okay. Okay. I'll double check and let you guys know tomorrow. As far as I know, it's still at the middle school. Check your email. What does your email say? What does your email say? Look at your email. Where's the test at? Got a question. When stopping at a stop sign during the test. Okay, you got to come to complete stop, 1001, 1002, 1003. Then you move up. It's called showing the car. You look left and right. A lot of beginners stop very deep. You can't see the you can't see the road left and right. You got to stop, then creep up. It's called showing the car. The email says high school. I'll double check. I'll call my supervisor. No, it doesn't. So Dominic, is high school or middle school? What's it say, Dominic? The email said that it has been changed to the high school. Okay. We follow what the email said. I'll call my boss to make sure. Same time, 6:30. I'll double check and let you know. Why are most cars equipped with features that we weren't taught? Because our stuff is outdated. I'm always speaking truth. Every driving school is different. Some driving schools update their curriculum every 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time. You're going to have to submit it to the state to have people to look at it. You guys can start your own driving school and use the state's curriculum. You can use your own. You might have to submit your information to the state. The newer cars today have adaptive cruise control, lane departure. Some states are using EVs. So it just depends. But our job is just to teach you the basic maneuvers, to stop, to start, to turn left, to turn right. The extra stuff, adaptive cruise control, lane departure, backup cameras, we don't have to go over that. That's just extra stuff. And if I was driving one of the newer driver's ed cars, it's got a backup camera, but I would cut it off to make you look out the back window. We got 2 minutes. So the answer is the driving schools don't have to teach the most current driving technology. We're not required. If the state said, okay, driving schools, you have to have all cars with backup cameras. You have to have all cars with adaptive cruise control. You have to have all cars with... No, the state does not do that. The state does not mandate that to third-party testers. This is why we're driving a car that's 15 years old. And don't you hate on her. She's beautiful. The car we have has anti-lock brakes. It's got airbags. It is, I think it's okay. We have 1 minute. Jacob, I'll double check that to make sure. If Jacob said it, we follow what Jacob says. Jacob said it's been changed. It's at the high school. We follow what Jacob says. He's going to be a manager. Also, the newer cars cost more money. At driver schools, if you have 50 cars, that's a lot of money. You probably say, well, aren't we important? The driving school's making millions and millions of dollars. They should invest in new cars. They are. It takes time. I'm not going to complain. Old is relatively speaking. A 73 Corvette could be considered old. Put your first, middle, last name in, date of birth, and then you can go. You guys are ready. Okay, once you put your name in, you can go.